Hi, I'm Matt Strickland, and in this video we're going to talk about fire and its relationship with longleaf pines and red-cockaded woodpeckers. When reflecting about longleaf pines, we may think about the pine straw used in landscaping, the historical value of naval stores in southeastern U.S., or the logs used to build homes and furniture. But when managed appropriately, longleaf pine communities can also provide habitat for rare species such as the red-cockaded woodpecker, or RCWs for short. Up to 1.5 million groups of RCWs were once present in the North American landscape. Now, only 14,068 red-cockaded woodpeckers persist in 5,627 known active groups across 11 southeastern states. A group of RCWs typically consists of one breeding pair with several helpers, which typically are males from the previous year's clutch. RCWs are unique in that they require living trees to create their nesting and roosting cavities. They create cavities in pines, typically in longleaf pines, that are generally greater than 70 years old. The response of the cavity trees to the wounds around the cavity opening is to produce sap, which seeps down the trunks of the cavity trees and acts as a guard against predators that may otherwise enter the cavity and kill the roosting adults, eggs, or nestlings inside. RCWs require frequently burned longleaf pine communities, which favor a sparse midstory that limits predator access to the nest cavity. Frequent fires also favor germination of bunch grasses and forbs and inhibit hardwood trees like turkey oak from growing into the midstory. Mid-story encroachment has a negative effect on population success, and an herbaceous layer is important for promoting the invertebrates that move up into the boles of the pines where RCWs forage. Their frequent fires also maintain a habitat for other uncommon wildlife species, such as the Bachman sparrow, gopher frogs, and common nighthawk. Longleaf pine grasslands and woodlands were maintained by frequent low-intensity fires from lightning emissions and Native American burning. These plant communities were once dominant in the U.S., encompassing 90 million acres pre-European settlement. Now there are only 5.2 million acres, which is around 5% of the historical total range. Fire suppression, habitat loss, and fragmentation continue to create colony isolation and is a threat to the long-term persistence of RCW colonies. Human population growth and related urban development create more wildland-urban interfaces, where human dwellings are encroaching upon remaining longleaf pine forests. More humans mean more roads and buildings, which creates additional challenges for the use of prescribed fire. We should also consider some alternatives to the current use of prescribed fire, since it can reduce the mosaic of diverse plant communities that are related to longleaf pine ecosystems. Research has also shown that red-cockaded woodpeckers can persist in areas that were not considered desirable under current management targets. Short rotation forestry incentivizes harvesting pines before they reach the age class most selected as cavity trees. Other wildlife also compete with RCWs for cavities, so cavity availability may be a limiting factor for RCW populations. In fact, it takes RCWs many years to excavate a cavity, often as long as 8 to 10 years. There are several ways restoration efforts have been implemented in the southeastern U.S., one being the Safe Harbor Act. This allows private landowners to enroll a baseline population of RCWs without formal responsibility for additional individuals that may be produced without future habitat restoration. In other words, the landowner is responsible only for the number of individuals present when the agreement is signed, even if it's zero. The Safe Harbor Agreement also provides assistance for landowners in conducting prescribed fires on a regular basis within red-cockaded woodpecker habitat. Landowners may also use mechanical or chemical treatments to limit the hardwood mid-story encroachment. Another effort of restoration is that in some cases biologists can install artificial cavities to supplement the number of cavities available to an RCW colony. And under the Safe Harbor Act, if a landowner decides to take management action that threatens RCWs that are not part of the baseline agreement, those individuals can be relocated to other locations to potentially boost populations there. Additionally, the United States Department of Agriculture's Natural Resource Conservation Service will offer cost share programs to promote longleaf pine planting and management. These programs will cover the cost of establishing and maintaining stands of longleaf pine and also help to bear the cost thereof. Much work has been accomplished using fire and longleaf pine restoration to restore red-cockaded woodpecker habitat and populations across the southeast, and it will take continued work by landowners and government agencies to aid in maintaining existing longleaf forests and generating new ones.